birthday September 5th, the day after your mom. And then I lost my brother too when he was 19. So like I relate to you on so many levels.
I was scared of my bro. Yeah, as soon as we walked up, he was like, yo.
Somebody's Joe Boo good in my life. Appreciate you, Joe Boo. Thank y'all.
Well, we appreciate everything that you do. And how's that shoulder?
The shoulder's great.
Here we go. Good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. What's up, Joe Boo? As well as the Funky Chicken. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great day. It is hump day. And you know what? I got to say, today's a revelation, because I'm going to say, you know, it's snowing outside. And when the snow comes down, it's so pure. It's almost like it's cleansing. It's so quiet. You know, when you see the snow where it's untouched, it's almost like a new beginning. It's just really game changing. And yesterday, while it was snowing, I recorded a bunch of videos outside so you guys could see the snow coming down and how it was growing and growing and growing. And we got about 9 inches of snow last night. Unfortunately, it's going to rain today, and it's going to wash it all away, and it'll be an afterthought. By Friday, it's going to be 53 degrees. But while I was sitting out there finishing up a video, I got a text message from Dan Salio. Of course, Dan Salio. Dan, of course, who is literally, giddy about getting a piece of me once we own a show today, you know? And instead of saying, fuck you, excuse my language, I'm not going to do it, I'm going to go on there. I'll be there. I said, I know exactly what you want me there for. And that's cool. And then I get up this morning and, you know, I'm laying in bed with my bride. You know, that's my favorite time of the, well, no, there's 2 times that are my favorite times. Waking up next to my baby, and going to bed with my baby. And so, and he sent me a text message. He's calling himself the Champ. And he sent me a text message that says, the Champ thinks Skip is getting smarter. And my reply was, is this going to be an every morning thing now, all off season? Good morning text, you suck. The Champ can't say, only depends on if the Champ has something to say. The Champ thinks Dak shouldn't be poking the bear. The Champ will send you this, enjoy. And he sent me Skip Bayless's video. I said, F the bear, nobody's scared of that mother humper. Dan wants me on today. The Champ thinks you guys are shaking in your boots. The Champ looks forward to seeing you on damn show. I said, not scared. I'll go off on there. The Champ thinks that's a good idea. And you know what? That brought up a whole new resolve for me. Now let me ask you this. What if you had a quarterback who had, say, a 69% completion percentage? 22 of 33. 261 yards. Okay. 7.8 yards per pass and almost 2 touchdowns per game. Would you say that guy sucks? 9-4, 69% completion percentage, 22 of 33, averaging 261 yards, 7.7 yards per completion, and almost 2 touchdown passes a game. Well, that's what Dak Prescott has done his entire career against the Eagles. And so, let me get to Skip Skip Bayless, who's trying to stay relevant. What's interesting is listening to what that jackass had to say.
Fan, I am ashamed of what my quarterback Dak Prescott said about the world champion Philadelphia Eagles today. As a Cowboy fan, I am horrified by what Dak Prescott said about the Eagles today. And I'm here to book it, to guarantee that next year the Philadelphia Eagles will romp and stomp my Dallas Cowboys just the way they annihilated and humiliated the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl we all just watched. Dak, how can you have the delusional audacity to say what you said today about the Eagles? How can you have the just false bravado to say, yeah, we're going to beat them because we've been beating them? Dak, help me out here. I'm reading these statements. I watched your video of what you said at your charity event.
Did you, Skip?
I feel like you said we compete with the Eagles and we beat them. Well, once upon a time, you did. But like your owner, you're living in the past. Then you went on to say, we're very close. I feel confident we've gotten the better part of the Eagles each and every time we've played the Eagles. You said that today, Dak. You haven't played these Eagles. You didn't play in either game this year against these Eagles. And you threw in Washington. And you said you watched the NFC Championship game. Yeah, we can beat Philadelphia. We've beaten them, and we've been beating Washington. Yeah.
I don't know. I may be wrong here, but didn't we beat Washington? Didn't we split the games with Washington this year? Didn't we split the games with all of the injuries with Washington this year? I believe we did. I think we did, Skip, but go on.
You have once upon a time. Yeah, I'm looking at your record. You're 9-4 lifetime against Philadelphia, but you didn't play against Philadelphia this year. You're 11-2 lifetime against Washington, but you didn't play against Jaden Daniels either time this year.
And we beat them with Cooper Rush. Are you trying to say that we're better off with Cooper Rush playing against Washington?
What are you talking about, Dak?
Okay. Interesting. Interesting to say the least. And we will say the least on that. What's funny is, here's what I find funny. What I find funny. Not Skip Bayless. Here's what I find funny is, actually, if you listen to the interview, you would think that Dak Prescott came out and just said, you know what? The Philadelphia Eagles, they suck. We're a better team than them. We go toe for toe. I ain't scared of these mother humpers. They're frauds. We don't do shit. And remember what I've told you guys, that a lot of times you can take a little piece of something and make it out of context and make it something that it's really not. Something that's not. Are we looking to have our players literally just be scared and bow down? Oh my God, the Eagles, they're so good. We can't beat them. Is that what you want? Is that what you really want, Skip? Because aren't you the same guy who talked about Dak Prescott when he admitted that he had depression? You know, losing his mother to cancer, losing his brother to suicide. And you were always this whole thing, oh, Dak Prescott, you going to cry? You know, he gets sacked. You going to cry, baby? He ain't crying. He's standing up for his team and himself. And you're going to diss him because he has belief in his team. I'd rather have a guy who believes that we can do something as opposed to somebody who doesn't think there's a chance. What if, just hypothetically, what if the 13 colonies looked and said, oh my God, look at England. They're the biggest navy in the world. They're world conquerors. You know, they're our daddy. We shouldn't even compete. There's no reason. We can't. We can't. We're not going to start a revolution. What if that happened? Huh? Huh? Be that as it may, if it had been that, I want you to actually listen to the whole 6.5 minutes of the interview and exactly what he said about this situation.
What does it mean to be a part of quarterback's third career alongside Troy? What does this all mean to you?
Nice, thank you. This is, yeah, it's awesome. They always say what time and what experience does to you. This is something that I've always been honored to be a part of, humbled when Roger asked me to take his position in this chair, and obviously having my own relationship with cancer, losing my mom to it. This fight is something that I don't take lightly, and so to be a quarterback or be the champion on the front line means everything to me. But as I said, as life has progressed and you have kids and you start to understand and you see the face in some of these kids maybe that you've seen in your own at times. Today has hit in a whole different way than I know has ever. Just even to hear a girl say her hero is her dad. Blessed to be able to be a part of this fight with Troy, with the Children's Cancer Fund, and as I said up there, I'm gonna do everything that I can to make sure that we continue to get more alumni here and fewer of the patients and models.
Is there a specific?
Obviously, well known, like you said, how cancer has impacted you and your brothers and your family as far as your mom is concerned. And you touched on it just now as far as being a newfound father over the past year. Can you just explain a little bit more, elaborate on just the poignancy of being taking care of these kids in this way?
Yeah. Honestly, I think we can understand that's something you won't even elaborate on or have to think in that way. But unfortunately, it's the reality for some of these parents. And as I said, for me, it was losing a parent. And as I said, the fight that I watched my mom go through, that as well, to see that same fight, to see the maturity in some of these kids, to see what they have to, the way that they have to fix their face and take on each and every day. That's why they're the heroes. That's why this night is so special, is because I just get to be a little piece and shining a light on them during this fight that I believe that they can win. And I know that my job and my role in this is creating as much awareness as I can, getting as much money gathered for research and development, as I said, to give these doctors and these scientists everything they need so we can lessen the number and end this terrible disease.
Is there a specific experience you've had while doing this that stuck with you?
A bunch. I think one that kind of came to fruition last year, I realized what I was in, is we actually had a manager, a Cowboys manager, equipment manager. Won't say his name, but I worked with him a good bit here and there, and worked with him for 3 or 4 years before I realized on his way out he left, and he had wrote everybody a note, and he wrote me a letter saying, I appreciate you going and walking in that gala. I was a member of it, and had the picture of him and Quincy Carter, and just to see a kid that potentially one of these kids I'm walking with, to understand that kid years later, because of Quincy Carter, because of the Cowboys, because of the North Dallas, because of all the people that have poured into this foundation that have allowed a guy like him to be able to grow old and to serve and to do what he loves and be a part of a game that I love, and create a relationship with a young man like that if it wasn't for this gala, who knows what would be possible.
Last one right here, last one.
That's one. Football question. I know y'all can give me a couple.
So, understand, Dak is just being asked questions here, okay? And you think about what this whole night is about. Having lost his mother to cancer, putting out awareness and putting himself literally on Front Street to remind you, and if you're over 50, actually 45 now, get that colonoscopy, because that could save your life. That he is literally doing stuff to save people's lives. Keep in mind, 9-4 against the Eagles. 69% completion percentage, 22 of 33, 261 yards on average. Now, he did not play against the Eagles this year. We lost both games. He did not play against Washington both times this year, and we actually still won one of those games. So for him to go through and say that, I'm sorry, he hasn't said anything yet, and we're halfway through. Let's keep on going. Last question.
Okay,
Go ahead.
thoughts on Shotty becoming the head coach?
Yeah, super excited for him. This opportunity. Obviously, I've worked with him for the last couple of years, understanding the type of coach he is, the type of man he is, the way that he approaches the game. I think the best way to exemplify that is the son of a legendary football coach. He's not going to take anything about this game lightly. He enjoys the work in it. Kind of old-fashioned. I'm looking forward to the grind and some things that we're going to do and he's going to add. And excited for him. I know he's ready for it. He's been an assistant for a long time, and something else I admire is the way that he went on with the interviewing process. When you've been an assistant for 25 to 30 years, I know there's a quarterback coach, I know there's a receiver coach, a D coordinator, and a safety that you can call up without them thinking twice and they're going to come work for you. But for him to go through the due diligence of getting the guys in, interviewing them, and then taking it amongst the other guys that are there and making final decisions, I think speaks highly of his approach and the way that he's going to take care of things.
What talked about you guys being able to have hard conversations with each other? How does that happen? How do you guys build that?
Yeah, I mean, I think just naturally, it's kind of already happened. I know he alluded to, the interception at practice and me giving it back to him. And, it was a great moment of I understand and I appreciate that sense of standard. That is, we're not accepting one play to come out. But in my point, hey, where did I get my risk versus reward? But that was a conversation that was very unpleasant at the front end. But it had to be addressed at some point or another, and it was immediately after practice, and it was two grown men coming to an understanding and appreciating each other for the competitiveness and the standard. And so I'm excited for things like that to grow, and not only just me in the quarterback position, but throughout every position on our team.
What type of impact did he have on you in McCarthy's system, and what kind of impact you have with McCarthy's offense, and what change did you expect him to have on his own?
Yeah, I mean, a huge impact. I mean, he was a guy that was a vital part in putting the game plan together each and every week. Obviously, McCarthy was the one making the calls at the end of the day, but he was a big part in the on-game process, which call was being made. Obviously, I was in the headsets the latter part of the year, so heard all of that. Very professional guy, as I said, is ready, earned it, and deserves every bit of this opportunity that he's getting.
What do you expect to be different?
So here we are, 5.5 minutes into this interview. He's talked about his charity and giving back. He's talked about his relationship with his coach and things that he likes about it, talking about the interview process and bringing in the different coaches that he has, his philosophy of what they're going to do, how he's excited about the things that they will add to the situation here. I'm trying to understand the embarrassment, because what you look at right here is a guy who is toting the line for the organization, who's giving back to the community, who is standing up here this whole time, which a lot of people literally are saying he can't walk and can't do anything, and he's answering all of these questions. Let's go on some more.
Different.
And then honestly, I think he spoke on it in the press conference, right? And then following this year, we just got to get to running the ball, being a little bit more, consistent on that. And then from there, go back and look at the numbers. I've always enjoyed play action pass, so just being able to get back to that. But you got to start with the run game, and when you have that, the rest of the offense can open up. You saw that this
one more.
When you see what the Eagles just did, how far are you guys away from that level?
Okay, so last minute of the interview, somebody asked him, they asked him a question: how far away are you from the Eagles? How far are you from the Eagles? Go on.
I feel like we compete with the Eagles and beat them for the most part when we've played them. I don't want to say check the record when they're the guys holding the trophy right now, so credit to them. They've earned it and they deserved it by all means, but very close, especially when you even watch the NFC game, the NFC Championship, and those two teams that we battle against each and every year a couple of times. And as I said, feel confident about we've gotten the better part each and every time. To see it in such a dominating fashion, credit to them. It's our turn and it's on us.
All right.
Okay, how's your health?
Good. Yeah, my health is, for sure. My health is good. Doing a lot more. Getting there. I think I'm 12 weeks or so out of surgery now, so I'm really looking to amp it up here recently. Got all my confidence and.
Okay, so wait a minute here. Wait. So you heard what he got asked the question, how far away are you? Did he lie? When you've had a 9-4 record, 9-4, you didn't play in either of those games that we lost to the Eagles. Yes, this was a down year. When you look at what they've done in the past, and the fact that the Cowboys won without him against Washington doesn't say that we are so far away. the way the funny thing is the way people are taking this, the way Skip Bayless is basically putting it out there. This would be like Daniel Jones saying this if he was still with the Giants about the Cowboys, a team that hasn't beaten Dak Prescott since 2016. If this had been, again, if Daniel Jones hadn't been cut from the Giants, if Daniel Jones would say, we're not that far away from the Cowboys because of what we've done in the past. Quite frankly, I believe this year was the first year that the Philadelphia Eagles swept the Dallas Cowboys, I think since 2012. And they had it against Cooper Rush and a truly beat-up, demoralized team. Am I going to say that the Cowboys have as many studs as the Eagles do right now? No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to go on board and say we're a better team, not to the team that just won the Super Bowl. But to think that we can't compete with them is nuts. And keep in mind that we always hear about a team that's dominant right after the Super Bowl. Oh, my God, they're going right back. You know, we heard that about San Francisco last year, didn't we? Didn't we hear that about San Francisco? Yeah. So I don't see the outrage. And I'm going to say, Skip Bayless. Skip, come here, Skip. Skip. Skip Bayless. In my mind, Skip, you're making drama that's not there. It's not there. Eagle fans are so damn sensitive that if you don't sit there, just like Philly 500, the champ is here, the champ. Congratulations, you won the Super Bowl. Great. Let's see you do it again and again and again, like you guys always talk about. I hope that the Cowboys wake up and this guy that they have right there, that they go ahead and just try and be a little bit like the Eagles. And actually, instead of just letting everybody go and say, well, Dak Prescott going to have to, we only going to go as far as Dak Prescott can take us because we're not going to put anything else around him. That they stop doing the guy dirty in the same way we keep doing Micah Parsons dirty. One or two players cannot win a Super Bowl. The Eagles proved that because they were there 2 years ago. And with all of the great players that they had, they still had to go out and get more. They had to go out and get Saquon. It's not that they didn't have a running game before. They had to improve the roster, the team, and the coaching. You just do. And the Eagles, to their credit, although they only have $3.7 million in cap room, you can figure they're already working on getting the cap and stuff together. Wouldn't surprise me if they ended up bringing in Myles Garrett. That's how shrewd of business people the Eagles are. If we were to do something like that, I can guarantee you we'd be there. It's going to be an interesting day. I can definitely say it's definitely going to be an interesting day going on the Dan Saleo show and listening to all the people out here that are going to make this story that Dak dissed the Eagles and didn't bow down. What do you want them to do? What do you want them to do? Kiss their ass? Screw you, man. I'm a gladiator. I'm coming for you. As always, I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys real soon. And it was rough. I'll admit it. but I have new resolve now.
Green Eggs and Ham gifted 10 Philly 500 memberships. Thank you so much for your support, and welcome to Dingbat Nation to everybody who got it. Minute 40 left. Tight formation. Hurts back to pass, looking. He's got A.J. Brown. Caught! A.J. Brown! Touchdown! That's it, yeah! 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 Yeah, the truffle shuffle's coming out while you rerun. Boom! Kicking this team's ass. Tried to tell these people. I tried to tell people. Eagles are going to kick their ass. Let's go. Damn right.